So I recently stopped drinking Starbucks for a year, and I stopped eating avocado toast. And this is exactly what happened. I was able to get 2 mansions, 3 Lamborghinis. I was able to travel private. Okay, I'm obviously only kidding. But every time I see these ridiculous financial gurus talking about how if you cut back on a latte, you will save so much money and make so much money, I find it so ridiculous. One of the TikTok videos that I recently seen, oh man, let me share it with you guys, and you can see exactly what I'm talking about.
Do you have a Netflix subscription when you have $8,000 in high interest?
So, you are $8,000 in debt, and the solution this guy said was to cut out your Netflix. Let me put this in perspective, guys. That's nearly saving $200 a year. It will take you 40 years to pay off that $8,000. So for 40 years, you're going to go without Netflix. Okay? How in God's green earth are you going to find out what's happening in Alice in Borderland? Which, by the way, that show is awesome. Squid Games is good, but Alice in Borderland is awesome. But anyway, let me come back to this. So with that being said, really, why do these financial gurus say the most insane, ridiculous things where we know in the end, it's not going to do anything? It's not going to make a difference. You see, in my channel, we ain't talking about that. I'm not giving you none of this dumb, ridiculous things to just make yourself go through so much pain in your life that in the end, it's not going to do anything. Okay? Cutting back on lattes, cutting back on Netflix is not going to do anything. There's only so much cutting you could do with your expenses in order for you to become financially free. Okay? If you want to be rich, you cannot just simply look at your budget and start cutting things. Because we all know with inflation, the rise of groceries, everything is just getting ridiculously expensive. Rent is ridiculously expensive. There's so many things that are so expensive that just cutting back on expenses is not going to help. But what you can certainly do is take a few things within your budget that you know you shouldn't really be spending so much money on. Let me give you an example. Like if you're continually eating out and you're spending so much money eating out. Okay, we all know that we all don't want to be home cooking all the time, and we do want to go out and have a good meal. So rather than doing it 3 times, 4 or 5 times a month, cut back sometimes. A little slight cutback. Say, hey, rather than doing 5 times, a month eating out, do it 3 times. Or try to find ways to save some money on it. And then the money that you are actually saving, take that money to pay off your debt if you have any debt. You see, doing small things and finding little things to tinker around with, that will help. But let me tell you what helped me tremendously. Okay, for the beginning, for anyone out there that's just trying to start, to just get some extra income. Because in the end, really, you cut so many expenses, but in the end, you just need to maximize your income. Because that right there is what's going to change everything, which is your income. Just do Uber Eats and DoorDash. I know. When I did it, people were just bashing me. You're wasting so much money in fuel. But okay, whatever. 1 year I was able to make $15,000 on doing deliveries. Okay. Now I wasn't doing it for eternity. I just did it for a year to just stack my bread up. That's it. I just wanted to stack up some money, pay off a few debt here and there, and stack my money up, and it worked. It's only 1 year I put miles on my car. If I remember correctly, from how much mileage I used, it was no more than like 3,000 to 4,000 miles I used. So it wasn't so many miles that I used in my car because I was really strategic in exactly how far I driven. Now, I didn't do Uber as far as like a driver driving people around. No, I did Uber Eats. And I usually did orders that were less than 2 miles near my home, things like that. So just putting on a side gig, guys, you just download it on your phone. You have yourself a car. You log in, you're good to go. Instacart, DoorDash, Uber Eats, you're good to go. You sign in, you make some extra cash, that will help you out. You can do it temporarily to get your budget aligned, and then you can go back to living the life that you live. But this whole cutting back lattes, it's not going to make you rich. All right, cutting back on a latte is not going to make you rich. Cutting back on things you enjoy in life is not going to make you rich. Now, you gotta be honest on what you consider an enjoyment in life and make sure it's something that's small and is feasible. You don't want to have a household with like 10, 15 subscriptions, okay? You don't need Hulu, Netflix, Amazon Prime, ESPN Plus. You don't need 7, 8, or 10 apps. That, okay, cut some out. But Netflix, come on, man. I had Netflix since the days that had the DVDs. Okay? I had the mail-in orders DVDs back in the days. I had Netflix for so long, and sometimes I look at it and I do get annoyed. I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, how in the world, out of all the things that I had in my life, Netflix has survived the longest? Because it gives me entertainment. It really did give me entertainment. Now, it was awesome. You could share your passwords. But since now you can't do that, it's okay. We got away with it for so many years. So for now, I do not mind spending money on Netflix. So guys, subscribe to this channel. This channel is going to be fun. It's going to be lighthearted. I'm not going to give you some ridiculous things in your life to change that is just, no. If I won't do it, I will not tell you guys to do it. In this channel, man, I just want to get you out of the funk that you're in and make you believe in yourself, that you could get yourself out of debt, that you could become rich, that you could do all these things in your life. And all you need to do is make that subtle changes in your life, and eventually you will get there. Now, if you want to get drastic, I can help you get drastic. But to a point, guys, where I feel like when it comes to building wealth, I have a Formula One. I don't watch NASCAR, so I'm gonna use Formula One. A Formula One type mindset, which is, in Formula One, they're not always going 150 miles per hour. Okay? There's times when they see the turn coming, they hit that brake slightly, make that turn, then they're back at it. That to me is what life is about. Sometimes when you see that turn, you need to pump your brakes. You need to stop spending as much as you're spending when you know something's going to happen in your life. You pump your brakes, you slow down. If nothing happens, you go right back to your spending, to your earning, to investing, to saving, to doing all the things that you do in life. But you cannot continue to go just one speed. That's usually when you crash right into the wall, and then you're like, yo, what the hell am I going to do right now? And really, guys, I don't want you guys crashing into a wall. Catch you guys in my next video. Peace.